Getting these hot photos is the best way to start my day. A shame I don't have time to choke the chicken. I guess I'll just see what Caillou is up to. Caillou, you know you're not supposed to be watching TV. I already grounded you from doing anything that seems even remotely fun. Now explain yourself.
Dad, the TV isn't even on, I'm just relaxing on the couch.
Oh, so now you're talking back to me? Caillou, how dare you lie to me and then talk back to me? You're grounded for another century.
I'm doing nothing wrong and you're just going to ground me for no reason. You're really nothing more than just a good-for-nothing grounding dad, aren't you?
Oh, whoa, 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 Caillou. How dare you undermine my total authority over you as a father and call me a good-for-nothing grounding dad? You're now grounded for all of eternity and you better go into that filth you call a bedroom before I give you an extreme nightmare punishment day.
Oh my god, fine. Yaar.
Caillou, what did you want for? Caillou, why are you crying?
Dad just grounded me for all of eternity.
What? Why did he do that?
I don't know, Mom. I was just relaxing on the couch and he began accusing me of watching TV when I wasn't supposed to. And when I said I wasn't watching TV, he started to say I was talking back and then he just grounded me. Then I called him a good-for-nothing grounding dad because he was grounding me for no reason.
He did what? That is absolutely ridiculous. Well, I don't approve of you calling your father names. He had no reason to ground you for all of eternity. Caillou, you're ungrounded for now and I'll go speak to your father right now.
Maybe I'll make some eggs and steak then go meet up with my hot lover.
Boris, we need to talk right now.
Oh hey honey, I was just making some breakfast.
Oh, don't you pull that hey honey crap with me. I just found out what she did to Caillou. Boris, why would you ground Caillou for absolutely no reason?
It wasn't absolutely for no reason. He called me a good-for-nothing grounding dad and therefore I asserted my authority and grounded him for that.
Right before that, you were grounding him for what exactly? For just relaxing in the living room?
I bet he was watching TV when he wasn't supposed to and turned it off right as I got downstairs. I grounded him for disobeying his grounding, lying to me, arguing with me, and insulting me.
Boris, that TV doesn't even work. Don't you remember we were replacing that TV with a new one? I'm not debating this any longer. You go upstairs right now and apologize to your son.
I will do nothing of the sort. I did nothing wrong and the fact you're making it sound like I did is bullshit.
Boris, this has been a thing with you ever since Caillou was born. You've been grounding him for no reason or you'll find any reason to ground him. Like just last week, you grounded him for bumping into you.
But that's a good thing, Doris. Being grounded will teach him to be more cautious of his surroundings.
Are you completely stupid or what? That's not how you raise a child. I've never met anyone who resorts to grounding in the means of raising their kid. I feel so bad for that poor kid because of all the crap he's put up with for 4 years.
Doris, by grounding him for his misdeeds, even the smallest of them, it shows him authority and it makes him respect me.
He doesn't respect you, Boris. He's terrified of you. Your so-called top-tier parenting skills is not how you should raise a child. You're more of a crazed dictator mad with power than a loving father.
Doris, how dare you question my parenting skills and go against my grounding? How about I ground you 6 feet under?
Oh, so now you're threatening me? I've had it. I put up with this crap for too long and I'm mad that I allowed this madness to happen to my children. I'm taking the kids and I'm divorcing your ass.
Like hell you are.
Get off me.
You can get out of my house but I'm keeping the kids. If I dare see you on my property, I will fucking kill you right in front of the kids.
We will just see after I take your ass to court.
Get the hell out of my house.
Mommy?
Caillou and Rosie, get the fuck down here right now.
What happened? Where's Mom?
Your bitch of a mom is divorcing me and she thinks she can take you guys. Not on my watch. When we go to court, you will tell them you want to stay with me.
But I don't want to. I want to be with Mom.
Caillou, you will obey me or I will beat you until you're unrecognizable. You will tell them you want to stay with me and how your mom is an abusive drunk.
But Dad.
That's it. What will you do?
Tell them I want to stay with you.
Good, Rosie. you will do the same thing, understand?
Yes, Dad, I will.
Good. Now both of you get out of my sight.
This court is now in session. In the matter of Russell versus Anderson, please step forward. Seems we are debating over child custody. As you two know, in Go City, we send children to the parent who seems more beneficial for the children and their health. We've spoken to both kids and they both unanimously agreed on staying with the father.
What, Your Honor? I know my kids. I know for a fact they would not want to stay with that crazy bastard.
Doris, that's hurtful.
My ex-husband violently abuses and grounds those poor kids every day. He even grounds our oldest for no reason.
I see, Mr. Anderson. What do you have to say to that?
Your Honor, I've never laid a finger on my kids. I never even spanked them. I believe in soft parenting and teaching kids about their wrongs in the way they can understand. When I was just a young boy, my father was viciously abusive to me. He would call me a chicken and say things like, "I'll beat you into a man." I vowed that I would never ever do the same thing to my kids. I take therapy 3 times a week to overcome my trauma caused by my father so that I can give my children the best life I never got.
What? You lying scumbag, none of that is true.
Order in the court, Ms. Russell. Another outburst like that again and I'll hold you in contempt of court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, while it's not my decision, I believe it's much more beneficial for my children to stay with me. Miss Russell left the house and she's living in a motel. I want my kids in my house where it's much safer than a motel. I don't want my kids to go through that drastic of a change.
Ms. Russell, is this true?
Your Honor, I don't have much in my savings. A motel was all I could afford, but I promise I will have enough money to rent a house for my kids. But I don't know how long that might be. But Your Honor, you can't leave my kids with him. This day might be the last I'll ever see them if you grant him full custody. He threatened to kill me in front of them if I dared to step foot on the property.
Mr. Anderson, is that true?
Your Honor, I believe she may have misheard what I said. I told her she should contact me and not come onto the property without prior notice or else I might mistake her for an intruder and possibly kill her in front of the kids. I would never ever want to hurt her, even if she's divorcing me. I hold no ill will. I understand completely if she wants to leave me for my mental issues. I just want her to know I still love her, and I don't want to accidentally hurt her.
You lying sack of crap, that is not.
Ms. Russell, I already told you to watch your outbursts. I believe I've heard enough. I'm granting full custody to Mr. Anderson, Ms. Russell, until you can find a more suitable home for your kids. You will only be granted visitation. Case is dismissed.
No, mark my words, Boris. I will find the most professional lawyer and get those kids away from you.
And I'll be waiting.
Those outbursts really sold the show. She had no chance.
Huh?
Here you are, 20 grand. You got my back when she finds that supposed lawyer, right?
Of course.
What?
I really appreciate it. I don't want that good-for-nothing grounding mom near my kids. I didn't want to resort to this, but I know most court systems give custody to the mothers without question.
Of course, from what I heard from you and the kids, she seems like a horrid person.
I'm glad you understand. Well, I need to get going. You take care.
This will be my first piece of evidence. For now, I need to locate a good lawyer.
She'll be here any moment.
Hey Boris, I'm here. Why did you call me?
Oh, Anne, I'm glad you're here. As you know, I've divorced my ex-wife and got custody of the kids.
Yeah, I've heard, and it's amazing we were able to keep our relationship from her. But now that she's gone, what did you want to do now?
Simple. Anne Martin, will you marry me?
Oh my God, yes, I will. I can't believe this is finally happening. I love you so much, Boris.
And I love you too, Anne.
What's going on? All I hear is loud shouting.
Same here. What's with all the yelling?
Well, listen up, you little brats. With that skank gone and out of my hair, you both obviously need a mother figure in your life. So I've decided to marry my hot lover.
Wait, you're going to marry my teacher?
Yeah, I am. Do you have a problem with that?
No, sir.
That's what I thought. When should we have the wedding?
As soon as possible.
Oh yeah, baby.
I can't believe Dad is going to marry that woman. She's just as evil as he is.
Yeah, I just wish we could be with Mommy. Maybe we should plan an escape and run back to Mommy.
That sounds like a good idea, but how will we do that? We can't escape while they're here. They'll no doubt hunt us down and punish us.
We'll have to do it when the time is right.
Okay, let's create a plan of what we should do.
Okay.
I have no doubt in my mind he forced Caillou and Rosie to say that they wanted to stay with him. You have to help me get my kids back. The only piece of evidence I have is that video I took of him bribing the judge.
Yes, this piece of evidence is quite damning, but unfortunately, we need more than just what he said she said. Is there any way you can get more evidence of Boris being the abusive parent?
I do have access to the house's security system. There's cameras hidden everywhere in the house. It was something Boris and I agreed on when we first got the house.
That might do the trick. Our state is a one-party consent state. If Caillou or Rosie knows they're being recorded, any evidence you obtain isn't full legal boundaries. You will need to gather as much evidence as you can of Boris being the abusive parent. Do this while you're locating a suitable house. Even with this proof, the court of law and CPS will still take Caillou and Rosie away from you and place them in foster care. You must prove that you're fit to be the sole caregiver.
Of course, I can do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Darkus. I would love to take you as my lawyer, but I can't afford that.
Well, you know what? I've told myself that I should take at least 10 pro bono cases every year. Some people aren't as fortunate as others, and I understand that. Luckily for you, you're my 10th client.
Would you really?
Of course, ma'am. In cases involving children, I will always take that case for free. I want you to gather evidence and get yourself a good home. Nothing fancy, just a suitable home for 2 kids and an adult.
And a cat.
And a cat. I will keep in contact with you. I want you to send me every piece of evidence you can get. And if I'm not available, my beloved secretary will hold it for you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Darkus. I'll go and gather the evidence now.
A word of caution. You cannot let Boris know what you're doing. If he finds out, that avenue of solid evidence is gone. Find a way to contact your kids and get one or both of their consent to the recordings and tell them to keep quiet about it.
I will. Thank you.
What are you thinking, hun?
I'm hoping we get this done as soon as possible before that Boris guy kills one of them. God forbid both.
If he went out of his way to claim custody, it would be in vain if he killed one of them, don't you think?
One too many punches can be the difference between life and death. I will need time to figure out how I will approach this. Cancel the rest of my meetings for the next 3 hours, please.
As you wish.
Caillou and Rosie, are you 2 little brats still sleeping? Get dressed and get down here right now. It's about time. Get your asses in the car now.
Dad, do we really need to go to your wedding with Ms. Martin?
Yes, because you're the ring bearer and Rosie is the flower girl. Be happy we gave you a role in the wedding at all. Now get in the car now.
I'm excited for this wedding to start.
I mean, I get she's your friend, but she could have married literally anyone else. That guy makes me feel so uneasy.
I'm starting to think they lied to us since they've had us sit here for the last hour.
They probably were, and I really don't want to be here. Shall we sneak off to Chuck E. Cheese's?
Nah, that's such an overused concept. How about we just sneak out and try to escape to Mom?
Sounds good.
And there goes Caillou and Rosie, like always. Should we tell Anne and Boris?
And get Boris in a foul mood. Let's just not get ourselves involved.
All right, if you insist.
Here we go. This wedding between 2 child abusers is starting now.
Can't wait for this shitfest to start.
Welcome, loved ones. We are gathered here today to join Boris and Anne in holy matrimony. Sometimes I wonder if becoming deacon of the church was such a good idea. Anyways, let's just cut to the chase and get this over with. Boris, do you take Anne Martin to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in matrimony, to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, as long as your go-animate lives shall exist?
I do.
Good for you. And do you, and take Boris Anderson to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward as long as your go-animate lives shall exist?
I do.
Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you, husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. There you are, you're both now legally married. Now please get out of my church.
That was a wonderful wedding, Boris.
I agree. This one was so much better than the wedding with my ex. Wait, where's Caillou and Rosie? I bet those spoiled brats stitched our wedding. Come on, let's go check that dump of a restaurant Caillou likes and bring them back home.
Let's go.
I got everything packed, Rosie. Do you have our escape plans?
Yeah, I got them right here. Let's get.
Caillou and Rosie, where the hell are you two?
Oh crap, hide everything. If they see this, we're screwed.
There you two brats are. How dare you leave the wedding? I demand an explanation right now.
Well, we didn't even want to go to it in the first place, and we're not happy you married my teacher like 2 months later. Like, why on earth did you marry her so suddenly?
Well, for the last 4 years, while I was married to Doris, I was dating Anne.
What? You were cheating on Mom this whole time?
Yup, ever since Caillou was born, my love for your piss-poor excuse of her mom died. She wanted to keep you while I didn't want a child. The only thorn that's keeping me from having the perfect life is you two brats. And guess what? For leaving our wedding, you're both grounded for 10 years, and now it's punishment day. First punishment, we will pour a Carolina Reaper sauce into your eyes and mouth.
Ow, 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 ow.
Dad, I need milk, this burns so much.
You should have thought about the consequences before you left the wedding. Second punishment, we will beat you both with the cat of 9 tails.
What is that?
It's a whip that originated from Britain. It has 9 ends that have rusted barbs on the end of each of the 9 whips, so prepare yourselves for intense pain. For your third punishment, we will grab you by your hair. Oh, we will grab you by your legs and throw you into your nasty bedrooms. That'll teach them.